Hey guys, so I'm probably gonna be eating some popcorn while I'm making this video because I just really need to eat right now. But anyways, I'm a little bit late making this video. I'm almost 9 weeks now. Tomorrow I will be 9 weeks. But this is gonna be my 6 and 7 week update. So I'll just start off on 6 weeks. So 6 weeks, I was still sick, obviously. Yeah, I've been pretty sick. So 6 weeks was actually pretty miserable. I was really super sick, and I could not eat. I was in bed all day. I just slept just all the time. I mean, I had 2 kids, but as long as they were doing their thing, I was able to sleep. Which normally I don't just let them do whatever, but I was just so sick. I could not handle it. I just could not get out of bed, and I couldn't eat. I couldn't even drink. I mean, the only thing I could really drink was water. I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but that was the only thing I could really drink, and I couldn't really even drink that because it just doesn't taste like anything, so it just didn't help with anything, like my nausea or anything. So I was basically just in bed the entire 6 weeks that I was pregnant. I still had that disgusting taste in my mouth, and it was actually really bad. It was really, really bad, to the point where I was needing to thankfully I didn't throw up, but I had moments where I wanted to gag because of the taste in my mouth, and it was just really, really awful. I can't even I know I said the same thing in my last video, but it's just my sickness. When I get sick, when I get pregnant, I just get so sick. I don't know why. With all my pregnancies, except for my first one wasn't as bad as my last pregnancy and my pregnancy right now, thankfully. But I don't know why. I just, when I get pregnant, I get really sick, and it's just really awful. And I used to think to myself, when I first found out that I was pregnant, I used to think oh, maybe I'm not gonna be that sick this time. Maybe it's, maybe it'll be better this time. No, it was not better, and I was really sick, and it's just been, not fun. I can't really think of any other symptoms that I had at 6 weeks because I was just so sick. That's the only real symptom I had. And the smell, that was bad too. The smell, I could not smell anything. I couldn't. The only thing I could smell was plain air. I could not. If I smelled laundry from the other side of the room or something, or from 2 feet away from me, I would start getting this urge of needing to throw up. And it was just so awful. I can't even tell you guys how incredibly awful it was. So that was 6 weeks. And then 7 weeks, it did get better. I was still nauseated, obviously, but it got a little better, just a little bit, where I was kind of able to move around a little bit more, but I was still in bed a lot, and it was just, I still had that nasty taste. I still had the smells, and everything was still there. It just wasn't as bad. I want to say it went from a 10 to a 9, it's not that much of a difference, but it was a little bit better. So yeah, that is my 6 and 7 week update. So yeah, I think that's it for my symptoms. And obviously my boobs keep growing. Actually, I think my boobs with this pregnancy are way bigger than like my last 2 pregnancies, which that's one of the things I noticed about this pregnancy is my boobs are bigger, much bigger. So that's pretty much all I have to update. So in my last video, I had said that I was going to call my doctor about getting medication for my nausea. I did get medicine for my nausea, and at first he gave me the Phenergan. I tried it, and sorry, I had to go attend to my boiling water because I'm making tea right now. So anyways, so I tried the Phenergan, and it helped the first time I took it. It somewhat helped, but not fully. It just made me very tired, like even more tired than what I already was. And it definitely wasn't something I could take like during the day, especially if I have 2 other kids to take care of throughout the day. It definitely was not something that I would have been able to take during the day, and my nausea was the worst in the morning time, like morning and afternoon time. It was bad in the evening time too, but mostly in the morning. So that was when I really needed the medicine the most. But the Phenergan made me so tired, like I couldn't just take it in the morning because then I would be even more tired. So when I did take it, the one time I took it at night before I went to bed, I had like the worst restless leg symptom. Like, I don't know if it was like pregnancy, if it was the medicine. I'm pretty sure it was the medicine because I don't have it now. But and it only happened when I took the medicine. I don't know, like I kept tossing and turning, and I couldn't keep my legs still. I was constantly like stretching them, and like it just wasn't comfortable for some reason. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, that's how it went. And then I went back to my doctor, and I told him that the Phenergan was not helping me. And there actually was one time that I did take it in the morning, and that was because my husband was home, so he was able to take care of the girls. So I did take it in the morning, and it did help. It helped for the moment, and I ended up falling asleep, and when I woke back up, I felt fine. But then, like, I don't know, maybe like an hour or 2 later, after waking up, I started feeling sick again, and I ended up throwing up. So yeah, it just didn't really work that well for me. So yeah, I went back to my doctor, and I told him it wasn't working. So he gave me Zofran, and he gave me 4 milligrams of the Zofran. And the thing that was really hard for me at first was being able to actually take the Zofran, to swallow it, because my insurance doesn't pay for the dissolvable Zofran, so I have to swallow it. And that was like the hardest thing for me, because like when I would wake up in the morning and I would try to take it, sometimes I would end up throwing up because I would gag as I'm trying to swallow the pill. And I don't know why, like even when I'm not pregnant, I kind of struggle with swallowing pills. I don't know, I've always been that way, but when I'm pregnant, it's like way worse, where I can't swallow pills. Like with my last pregnancy, I didn't take pills at all because I just couldn't. Like actually with both my pregnancies, I couldn't take pills. Like, I don't know why. I would just gag it back up, and I couldn't swallow it. It was just so hard for me to be able to swallow it. I don't know. It's just a weird pregnancy thing I've always had. So, even though the pill is like really small, it's still hard for me because my like esophagus is like really sensitive right now. Or like if I just like tried to like, I don't know, like brush my tongue or something, I would start gagging. Like that's how like sensitive my throat or my esophagus is, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah, so that was one of the problems that I had with the Zofran. But I found a way around it, being able to take it without throwing up, is because before I was taking it after I ate breakfast, and that is when my nausea would start kicking in. It, like, I wasn't nauseous like as soon as I woke up. I started getting nauseous like somewhere between like during and after breakfast or something, you know. So I started taking the Zofran right after I woke up, like right before I was about to eat breakfast. And that seemed to do the trick. That seemed to help. Yeah, that was probably, yeah, the best thing I could do for myself. Because, yeah, it was much easier to be able to take it. And before I was taking it with water, where now I take it with like juice or something, because I don't know why it's like much harder for me to take it with water than like juice or whatever. So yeah. But I think after like a week of taking the Zofran, actually at the beginning I was only taking the Zofran once a day, and I didn't know that I could take it twice a day, because on my prescription bottle it says to take one every 8 hours, and I guess I didn't realize that I could take it twice a day. So once I realized that, I started taking it twice a day, and yeah, it was really helping at first, and then after a week it just kind of stopped helping, and I just wasn't like feeling it anymore. So I had called my doctor's office and I asked them if I could get like an increase on my dosage, and so they gave me an increase on my dosage. So I went from 4 milligrams to 8 milligrams. So that is helping now, and I'm currently taking it still. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't always help, but it helps take the edge off, where I can actually eat and move around a little. And, you know, it's not like fully 100% working, but I mean, it helps. It's helping like at least 70%. So that's nice. So that's pretty much it for my update. I did go to the doctor and I did get an ultrasound. So this is my ultrasound at 7 weeks. Let's see if I could like, yeah, I don't know. I can't like, it won't focus on it. I don't know. But maybe we can see it better in this picture. Yeah, so it's really tiny right there. But yeah, that was a week ago. Or it was like over a week ago when I had this ultrasound. I'm like almost 9 weeks now, so yeah, this was at 7 weeks. 7 weeks and 1 day. And my due date is August 12th, 2020, which I already knew because, you know, they always go by your last menstrual period. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.